Did a Rockies fan yell out a racial slur at a black player during a baseball game? No, but that doesn't mean everybody didn't freak out over it. It's just the way things work. I have the proof for you and what really happened and what's going to happen next to this poor guy caught up in the crossfire. Don't miss anything today. This is the guy in question. Let's go back to the beginning. Here is what started it. A fan at a Colorado Rockies game yelled out the N word so loud you could hear it on TV. It's sad and embarrassing that all this kind of S is still happening in 2021. And there were a lot of people that tweeted something along these lines. I saw the clip and thought, wait, what? What is this? But I was skeptical. What? Some guy's going to buy seats for the Colorado Rockies and just start shouting racial slurs at the top of his lungs? The only person who would do that would be somebody who was really, really mentally ill just because they know the damage it would do. But if you believe that this is a greater reflection of what the world looks like, then that's exactly what you're going to hear when you hear this. There it is. Now I want to show you something right here. This is our guy. He's the one shouting this, and everybody says, oh, he's being racist to this baseball player right here. Out come the stories, and even the commentators who apologize for what you just heard on the show. But you didn't hear that. Again, explanation forthcoming.
We just apologized, heard some horrible language that doesn't belong anywhere on our broadcasts as far as I'm concerned.
So they're apologizing now, and then out come the headlines. Bleacher Report, the Rockies have launched an investigation into the fan who was heard shouting a racial slur at Marlins' Lewis Brinson. CNN dives in, pounces, as they say, says it's investigating after a fan yells a racial slur during a game. Many people who are writing about this said, well, yes, this is what I think the world looks like. Specifically, this is what I think the United States of America looks like. The Colorado Rockies fire off this. This is before they did any sort of investigation. The Colorado Rockies are disgusted at the racial slur by a fan directed at the Marlins' Lewis Brinson during the ninth inning of today's game. Although the subject was not identified prior to the end of the game, we are still investigating this incident. Then they say the Rockies have no tolerance, zero tolerance for any form of racism or discrimination, and any fan using derogatory language of any kind will be ejected and banned from Coors Field. Why release that before you do your actual investigation? Everyone is so scared to take their time and figure out what's happening. You're on the field. You're the one that has to tell us, hey, guys, that wasn't what you thought it was. What was it? This is the mascot for the Colorado Rockies. His name is Dinger. He looks like some sort of dinosaur, I guess, something from the land before time. And Dinger, the mascot, just so happened to be nearby when all of this was going on. This right here is a clip from Steve Sager, a journalist who did the hard work here to figure out what was truly going on in the clip. Let's go back. You can see behind the mound, there's the fan that's screaming out this word. You see him pointing, right? He's pointing away over to where this mascot is. So there he's pointing to where the mascot is over and over again, waving at him. Now zoom in. That's him.
Here's the 1-0.
Pointing over one more time.
And again, it's 2-0. And this is not to pick up
yelling in that direction, not at the batter.
Today.
And then this over here, just on the corner of the frame, is our good friend Dinger. Yes, that's right. I said Dinger is just right there in the corner of that shot. So it was all a giant mistake. Here's another view of exactly what did happen with this fan. And I feel pretty damn bad for this guy. Tell me what you think. There he is. And here's the direct line to where the mascot is in the stands. That's the direction that he is looking in this particular case. He didn't do it. He didn't say anything racist toward this batter. And honestly, it just makes more sense. Why would somebody sit behind the plate and scream out something so horrible and god-awful? It's not something people do in public, and hopefully not in private. But in public, at a baseball game, we should probably take a second to think about this stuff. More from this Steve Stager. He says, the Rockies tell me last night's incident was a fan shouting to get the attention of the Rockies mascot Dinger, not a racial slur. The Rockies have spoken to the fan who confirms the case. They've also reviewed video from the local broadcast. Further in we go because he says, I spoke to the fan who isn't sure whether he wants his identity released out of fear of the Twitter mob. I'll respect that. He said he was at the game with his wife and grandkids. He wanted a picture of all of them with Dinger. That's what he was screaming for, to get a family photo with the mascot. And we've turned him into an evil human being. And by the way, whoever this fan is, if you're watching this, do not let anybody release your name. And I'll show you why in just a second. He's pretty devastated that people heard him the wrong way. He insists, and the video seems to back it up, that he was trying to get the mascot's attention. He said he shouted a few times, then the game ended and Dinger was on the field. He didn't hear about any of this until his daughter called him today. The Rockies had called her. The seats are hers. That's how they tracked him down. He then said he saw how much the story was blowing up. He's nervous about what is going to happen next. The MLB has said Rockies fan did not yell a racial slur. Thank God they're backing this guy up. Over to the Colorado Rockies, who definitely moved too fast with this. They say after a thorough investigation that included calls, emails, video clips from concerned fans, media, and broadcast partners, the Colorado Rockies have concluded that the fan was indeed yelling for Rockies mascot Dinger in hope of getting his attention for a photo, and there was never any racial slur that occurred. And on they go with their statement. That doesn't matter, friends, because there are people like this in the world, always with a rose in the profile, that or pronouns. And German Beanie says, I think you may be mistaken. Or perhaps you are joking. Definitely not Dinger. I can hear the N at the beginning of the word, and I can hear the hard G in the middle of the word. Doesn't sound like ing, sounds like ig. Close your eyes and just listen. Let it wash over you. Close your eyes and just listen. Get rid of all the facts. Now you have to push all the facts out of the way. Just listen, and you will hear what you want to hear. I think they have a name for that, right?
Cognitive dissonance.
What was that? So one more time.
Cognitive dissonance.
Oh, that's what it is. All of us make mistakes. As I said, when I first saw it, I was curious, but I didn't jump the gun on saying what anybody's motivation was, or, I immediately thought there's something more to this. Why would somebody so brazen in nature say something racist? And then it takes about 5 seconds to see he wasn't looking at the batter or anybody else in question. So what do you think about this? A couple of questions for you. One that I want to ask you is, would you, if you were this guy, put your name out in the public? Would you put your name out? Would you say, oh, yeah, that's me. I'm the guy in question. I'm this dude right here. Or would you be wary about doing that for a million different reasons? Also, what do you think about how this story unfolded and the lessons that it should teach us? The real shame is that the first tweets, the first videos, the first clips, the first stories will get, as they always do, so much more attention than the corrections, the follow-ups, and the clarifications. Now, that's why I think it's incumbent on the broadcasters, it's incumbent on the team, in this case, the Colorado Rockies, it's incumbent on the people who are there to make sure they issue a statement saying, we're not sure it happened yet, we're investigating, and we'll let you know. But it's easy to jump the gun when all these goons on social media decide that they're going to target you next because of what happened at your stadium. Give me your thoughts in the comment below. I appreciate you, as I always do. Hit that share button to spread this around to even more of your friends. If you're new around here, please do hit follow. Facebook.com/thenewsjunkie. Hit the follow button for videos just like this every single day. You'll stay up, not only up with everything, you'll be way ahead of your friends. Over at youtube.com/thenewsjunkie. Hit subscribe. We'll talk to you again real soon.